Hello and welcome to another video. Recently I had about a 10-minute power outage here at the house. And 10 minutes isn't a lot of time, but it's annoying enough for me because at that point I had already grabbed my EcoFlow battery and I was ready to kind of just go to battery power for a while on my servers, but about 10 minutes into the outage, the power came back. But one thing I learned during this was that my UPS batteries, although they are rated for kind of a lot of power, they're 1500 volt amp units, they don't quite last as long as I think they should. So in this video, I actually purchased another UPS. This one is a CyberPower sine wave UPS. In this video, we will be installing this to have a third UPS. I already have two UPSs, one's an APC, one's a CyberPower. This is another CyberPower UPS. I know people have mixed feelings about CyberPower, but for the price, $219 for a 1500 volt amp UPS for 1000 watts is not too bad. So this specific UPS at full load is going to last 2.5 minutes, which is definitely not a long time by any means, but we should be closer to 10 minutes because I have 300 watts of load that I'm going to spread amongst two UPS units. So across both of them, we should probably get about 10 minutes of runtime. And if we don't, it's not a big deal, but I want to get more than the probably 1 to 2 minutes that I get now. With that being said, I have the UPS here, so let's go unbox it, let's get it started, and we'll fire it up. I've got a live stream in about 45 minutes from now, so I'm really hoping that I can have everything online and ready to go for the live stream. So let's get started, let's get this going. All right, I apologize for the lower quality, but my phone is currently dead, so that's really cool. As I mentioned in the intro, I did purchase a CyberPower UPS, and this is specifically a sine wave UPS, which essentially just means that it's going to clean up the power coming into my devices. There are times that I will run my servers off of generator power. Our power does not go out often, but when it does, it is often for probably 20 to 30 minutes. But there have been some extended outages where we have switched over to generator power just to kind of keep the AC going and that kind of stuff. And during that time, I do typically like to run my servers as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that will take more power than the servers here, so it's not a really big deal for me to run these servers during that time. And I, of course, do shut some of the servers down, but at least the critical network stuff is kind of important to me, and I'd like to have that online if possible. And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people do hate on CyberPower a lot just because of how crappy some of their products are and how glitchy some of their UPSs are. But I have had pretty good luck with CyberPower, which is why I purchased this one. But also, like I mentioned earlier, it is partially also due to price. And I totally realized at this point in time, there are power station devices like an EcoFlow that are also really good for having longer periods of runtime during outages. But my thing with the EcoFlow was, first of all, it's really expensive. Second of all, it doesn't have a clean switchover from what I've seen. It's kind of a mixed bag on if it fails over smoothly. And with the UPSs, you get only about 10 milliseconds of power outage if power does go out. And that is within like safety reasons or whatever for computers, so computers can still run and they won't have to shut down between the power switching to battery power. With the EcoFlows, like I said, it is kind of a mixed bag from what I've seen, or even the third-party power stations. Some do have a clean transfer, and UPSs do, but some power stations don't. So that's why I decided to go with a standard UPS device. So this device does have a USB-C port on the front, a USB-A port on the front, a couple buttons, a screen that flips out. I'm not sure why that's a feature that anybody needs, but I guess it has it. Around the back, we have our standard kind of just I/O for a UPS. We've got a serial port, we have a USB port, we have a wiring fault light, we have network in, network out. This is just for like surge protection of an actual network cable. This is not like actual network control. We also do have an expansion port with SNMP card communication that we can add to the device. We also have battery ports on the side, surge ports on this side, and a fuse kind of in the middle. And in the box, it did also come with a USB cord to plug into your computer. I will probably be plugging this into a Raspberry Pi so I can run a NUT, which is a network UPS tools application, which essentially monitors the UPS and it can alert me if there is a power outage. Okay, so we've made it down to the server room. You'll see I have the rack here, and at the very bottom I have 2 UPS units. One of them is a CyberPower on the side, then that is the APC. None of the units that I have actually do have sine wave on them. I am going to just be putting servers on this device. And eventually I could see myself getting more sine wave UPSs and replacing the current ones that I have and kind of moving them around. I totally realize you can replace the batteries on these devices, and replacing the batteries does prolong their life. But I do want that sine wave power on a lot of my devices. So like I said, I do see myself doing that in the future, but right now I don't really care about that. So let's just get the UPS in the rack. Right now I have 20 minutes to the live stream. Okay, so you'll see the new UPS is in the rack. Some UPSs are very specific on not being on their side. I'm going to go around the back and plug the device in, and then once I make sure it turns on, then I will start moving these servers over to the device. Okay, so I changed my mind on these, and I did make these vertical. I think they look a lot better now being vertical. And it's kind of like a nice little line here, like the biggest to smallest. But anyways, you'll see the screen is on. It is at 119 volts power input. And all of these should be the same. This one has about a 100-watt load. This has a 300-watt load and a 0-watt load over here. So at this point, I'm going to continue, and I'm just going to go through and find some servers that I can move over. The nice thing about all 3 of my servers is they have redundant power, which means I can move one power cord over at a time to the UPS, and they won't actually lose power during this process. So my plan is to have 2 of the servers have the primary power come from the new UPS, and the backup power coming from this UPS, and then the other server will have primary power coming from this APC with secondary power over here. One of my server has a ton of drives and the other doesn't have as many, so the one with more drives is going to have the primary power coming from this UPS. It might not make much sense now. I'm going to go make the changes, and hopefully you can understand as soon as I'm done. So you'll see on the UPSs we have 275 watts, 163, and 108 watts. Unfortunately, one of these servers actually was not on a UPS, and I do remember that from the power outage. So we are actually using more than 300 watts right now. So we'll call this 300, 200, so that's 500 plus 100, so we're about 600 watts of total devices in this rack. But what that means though is since all of these do have a full battery capacity, we are able to test the UPSs to make sure everything works fine on battery power. So I'm going to set my camera down for a second, and I'm going to turn off the breaker, and we're going to see how long these last on battery power. I'm not going to let them run to 0, but I'm going to let them run down a little bit just to make sure they all function as expected. So you'll see the rack lights shut off because those are not on battery power, of course. But you'll see we have 24-ish minutes, 25 minutes on the new UPS, 35 on the old one, which is already gone down a bar, 43 on the CyberPower here on the side. Everything is still powered up just as expected. So we're looking about 36 minutes on the old UPS, 34 on the other APC, and 20 now on the new UPS. It's possible the new UPS wasn't fully charged yet. I don't know. But now we're sitting at 18 minutes on that one. So it looks like this one's going down pretty quickly here. We already lost 2 bars. This one only lost 1 bar. So I might move one of the servers over to this one. But we'll see. So now we're at 13 minutes runtime. I'm going to go turn the breaker back on. Okay, so we're back on. We're still sitting at about 300 watts on here. Over here, same wattage. Every wattage should be the same on these UPSs. But now these UPS units can start to recharge, and we should be back to normal. So what this tells me is I still don't get a lot of runtime, but hopefully I can get some more runtime since we do have more battery capacity. And especially that one server that did shut off during the power outage should not shut off again. So I think we're good. Alright, so to conclude on this video, did the new UPS solve all of the problems? No, absolutely not. I think we are still going to be dealing with the same thing we did before, with the UPS dying quickly. That is just the nature of how UPSs work. They don't have huge batteries, so I think there's still some more work we can do in that realm of things. I don't know if it's possible, but maybe I could put the EcoFlow before the UPSs. That way there's like a UPS, I don't know. Anyways, problem is not solved. Was it worth the $200 for the new UPS? I'm not sure. I'd say probably. I do get that extra peace of mind that my TrueNAS server will not shut off abruptly during a power outage. I think as well, if I do create some kind of setup with nut tools, then I can have my servers automatically shut down during a power outage, which will also conserve battery, but as well, kind of make sure that my batteries don't completely and fully drain. I do think though that this was a nice upgrade. I'm happy to have a third UPS down there. I think I prefer to have the extra runtime. So yeah, I think the CyberPower unit was a good buy on my part. I am excited to have these sine wave functionality. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video, guys. If this is something you're interested in, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the description below. Thank you for watching this random video, but I hope you learned something about UPSs. And yeah, have a great day, guys. I will see you all in the next video.